Alright, what's up guys, welcome back to another video. Now amidst all the iPhone craze, the new iPhone 15, 15 Pro, 15 Pro Max, I just want to jump in and talk about the Nothing Phone 1. So initially I've shot a video on the Nothing Phone since using it for a week, but right now I've sold my iPhone 14 Pro Max in preparation for the release of the iPhone 15 Pro Max. As of recording today, it is Wednesday 20th of September, so 2 more days before the release of the iPhone 15 series. So I'm here today to talk about the Nothing Phone 1. So ever since the initial unboxing video was released as a short, I've been using it for roughly a month now as a primary smartphone. So how exactly does it fare as compared to my iPhone experience? Let's talk about it right now. Okay, so firstly I want to get the price out of the way for the Nothing Phone 1. So the Phone 1 starts right now at about 749 Singapore dollars. Now that is very cheap as compared to other smartphones. So for example, the iPhone starts at $1,649 for the Pro models and $1,200 plus for the base iPhone 15 models. However, the Nothing Phone 1 starts at $749 and the Phone 2 I believe starts around the $949 price range. So that is cheap comparable to the iPhones of the world and the Samsungs of the world. So what exactly did Nothing, the company, have to cut in order to achieve this price point? So firstly, we're gonna talk about the display. So it isn't like a 2K display or anything like that. It's just a simple 1080p display with 120 Hz. So for $749, I think 120 Hz is very admirable on such a cheap smartphone. So 120 Hz is on the Nothing Phone 1 display, which is great in my opinion. So what other corners did Nothing have to cut? The processor. It runs a 778G processor, so it's not the latest Snapdragon processor. Obviously the Nothing Phone 2 uses a Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. This uses a 700 series processor, so obviously games isn't gonna look too great on the Nothing Phone 1. I have FIFA running on there. I have Stumble Guys running on the Nothing Phone 1. The frame rates are decent, nothing too much to write about. Overall, I think it is a decent smartphone to game in. So processor has been cut out a little bit. What about the cameras? Let's talk about the cameras of the Nothing Phone 1. So at the back, we have two 50 megapixel camera, one main camera and one ultra wide camera. Both are fairly decent. I would say you do get decent photos in bright sunlight, but when it comes to more low light photography, that's where the Nothing Phone 1 camera really struggles. And then also we have to talk about the ultra wide. Ultra wide, again, same thing with the main camera. In bright sunlight, it does deliver a crisp photo, some sort of like a B+ quality of a smartphone. But again, if you were to take in low light situation, that's where the photos really start to crumble. And then we look at the front facing camera. If I'm not wrong, it is a 12 megapixel camera. Again, I rarely take selfies, and this one selfie that I have pretty much looks alright at best. The skin tones are pretty washed out, but if you look at the photo as a whole, it's decent, nothing to write home about. So that's the cameras of the Nothing Phone 1. Let's talk about the entire experience of using the Phone 1. So the reason why I've waited so late to review the Phone 1 after like a month of using it is because I was waiting for Nothing OS 2.0. So Nothing OS 2.0 does bring a lot of new features that has come to the Phone 1. So for example, you do get cloning of applications. What that means is that you'll be able to clone your Instagram, your WhatsApp, and other social media applications. So example, if you have two different numbers but you want to have both chat messages sync on the same phone and you don't use Telegram. So I know Telegram you can change between two different numbers on the same Telegram app, but on WhatsApp you can't do that. So you need to have two separate WhatsApp applications. You can do that on the Nothing Phone 2 with the latest Nothing OS 2.0. Now if you were to compare my initial thoughts video on the Nothing Phone 1, you can see that the wallpaper is a little bit different on the one I have just shown you, which is this one right here. You can see that the home screen is a lot different compared to the Nothing Phone 1 when it first had the original software, the Nothing OS 1.3 or something like that. But yeah, it's a much improved software experience. The fingerprint sensor, for example, is also much faster as compared to initially when it was first launched. So yeah, I've been loving the new operating system for the Nothing Phone 1. Now the reason why I love Nothing as a company is because it keeps innovating as time passes. It doesn't just, you know, throw away the old phones when the new phone comes out. It genuinely tries to improve the user experience, even if you're using a older Nothing Phone, which in this case is the Phone 1, now that the Phone 2 has been released. So yeah, I really like the whole software experience. It is very stock Android with a few quirks that Nothing has built in. So unlike, you know, some other Android companies which makes the whole Android UI feel very cluttered with a lot of bloatware, with the Nothing Phone I feel like you do get a very stock Android experience with customizable things that are unique to the Nothing company. Also new with the Nothing OS 2.0 is the new lights at the back. You'll be able to set notification and, you know, one part of the back will light up when you set a important app and that app receives notifications. You'll be able to see the light flash. So that's pretty cool. Other than that, you can set new ringtones on Nothing OS 2.0 and it will flash on the glyph interface at the back. Now, do I think that the glyph interface is a bit of a gimmick? I do think so, but you know, it does work when you want to show off to your friends that you have lights running at the back of your phone, which is pretty cool. And yeah, overall I do think that it is a very comfortable, you know, device to hold because I'm coming from a Pro Max iPhone. So yeah, I do think that it is a great smartphone to hold with one hand, super easy to use. Would I recommend it at $749 ever since it released for about a year and a half now, I believe. And yeah, I do think that it is a great secondary smartphone. If you were to use it as a primary smartphone as I'm using now, you might receive some lag when you are surfing the web, because from my experience, maybe there's not enough antenna bands on the phone or whatnot. I don't really know, but my iPhone does do a better job underground at receiving cellular data as compared to the Nothing Phone 1. So that's something to watch out for. And yeah, I think for a secondary smartphone is very good. Or, you know, if you want to use it as your primary phone and you don't use your phone as much as I do, you know, you just do very casual gaming, you don't really care about the cameras, and yeah, the display I think is good enough for most consumers, and you like the glyph interface at the back, and you love a very stock Android experience, then I think you should definitely get the Nothing Phone 1. And yeah, that's my experience with the Nothing Phone. Oh yeah, one last thing, battery life is not great. I have to charge this phone about twice a day, and right now I have about 42%. Don't know if you can see, 42%. So yeah, I have to charge this phone like twice a day. At the midday it has like about 55% left, and then about 4 or 5 p.m. it's down to like 20%. So yeah, I do have to charge this phone about twice in order for it to survive throughout the whole day. But if you're a light user, then this phone should breeze through the entire day with no issues at all. Okay, I think that's all for my experience with the Nothing Phone 1. Hopefully you guys enjoy this little mini experience review of the Nothing Phone 1. And yeah, that's it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, do leave a like, subscribe to this channel, turn on the bell notification icon so you don't miss my next video. Stay tuned for my iPhone 15 Pro Max hands-on video, because when the phone comes out, I'll be immediately doing a hands-on video on it, so don't worry. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Take care and goodbye.